Hello, this will be my breakdown for the first episode of the Book of Boba Fett, the new Star Wars series. So, very excited to talk about this. So, let's start. Now, I want to start by saying that in terms of the creative side of this show, especially, well, we only got the first episode, but I think it's really good, especially for a first episode. But I like the creative choices they made for this episode, so I think it's a good start for this series, and I really give them points for that. Now, sadly, in this episode, we didn't get like a hook. In the first episode of The Mandalorian season 1, at the end, we get the review of Grogu, you know. And in season 2 of The Mandalorian, the first episode at the end, we get the review of Boba Fett. So that we didn't get something like that in this episode, which I think it was a little bit weird. And I know that most people were expecting that, especially after the Mandalorian season 1 and season 2 did that. So I would think they will continue with that, but no, they didn't. And that's okay because it's something about this show. I think this show, it has a big surprise or a lot of surprises because uh, I believe this show is only 7 episodes. We only have one, but there were no like press tour. They didn't give the episodes in advance to press to 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 review the episodes. No, in the campaign and the trailers for this series, most of the trailer we already seen that in the first episode. So there's something going on here, something big, and we also have some. It's not yet confirmed that Emilia Clarke will be in this series. She first appeared in the Solo movie. Her character was Kira, I believe that was her name. But yes, and having Emilia Clarke in this show, I think will be something really big and great for the fans of Star Wars. So, and also if we have some Clone Wars, and also some maybe Cad Bane, another bounty hunter. So there are really these cool characters, and I think we're going to get something because this campaign has been so secretive. So I think they have something stored for us. So we have to wait and see. Now, I want to talk about director Robert Rodriguez. He, he of course pioneered shooting mostly on green screen for most of his movies, and I think he really does the best job using the stagecraft uh, the, that they are using for this series to film them. And I think it just feels so very natural and realistic. And when you see that, you don't believe, yeah, that was shot in a stagecraft. You think no, that was shot in real location, but it's not. So I think it's almost impossible to believe it is that good. So a big shout out to director Robert Rodriguez here. He's also a executive producer, and I think he's doing a really great job. Also, big shout out to Logwin Goranson. He, I mean, the score here is so amazing, and he really nailed it in terms of making this score very different from the one of the Mandalorian. He also did the score for Black Panther. He, he's a composer, and I think the sounds that he have, he's just so talented and really elevates this show and everything he's done since. So let's start with the beginning of the episode. We see Boba Fett in a healing path. Now, mostly if he's in the healing path, we're going to get a flashback. So we get a flashback from Return of the Jedi when we have presumed that he died when he fall down to the belly of the Sarlacc, the giant, the monster in the desert. But that, of course, he survived, and I like how they did that and how he was trapped in the Sarlacc there, and fight his way out when he used the stormtrooper armor, and then he climbed out of the desert, and like when he climbed out with his hands over there. So that was really cool to see, and you can see his the the sand and the thing for the satellite around his armor, and I think that was really well done. I love them. Now, so he climbed out of there, and then he was very tired. He was so he gets down, and then a jaguars coming and destroy his destroy the armor that he have, and we know that because in the Mandalorians the jaguars have the armor. So they strip him away and they left him there. And then he gets discovered by the Tusken Raiders, and he's been taken prisoner by them. And I had to give a big shout out to Tamura Morrison because his acting here is so great, and you can see him, and not only his moving and his performance, but his expression in his face, and he's a very good actor, and I think he has range, so that's the most important part. Also, that I really like this about exploring more about the Tusken Raiders. We only see him with all of them with masks, and I like a little bit of the exploration that they with them in here. So I think we're going to get a little more of that in the incoming upcoming episodes. So I'm very curious to see that. So also the creature that they have, the I think it's called massive. It was cool. It was like the guardian dog of the Tusken Raiders. It was the pet. So that was cool to see. Also, I had to say that uh, so far we only have one episode, but I think that uh, Boba Fett as a crime lord, I think he needs to do more because he's not yet on that level, and they told us that this series will be something like a Soprano series, like a crime boss, And so far, well, we only have one episode, so I will not we're not getting there. I hope we started to get there in the upcoming episodes. But yes, I think Boba Fett needs to be taken more seriously. And that, and let's start with when they come in to to the palace and pay tribute to him, and he's with Fennec. And I like where when the mayor, well, the mayor of the city sent his men with a message, and he's not paying tribute. And certainly, the mayor wants Boba Fett to to pay him tribute, and it was just it was fun to see, but I think that Boba Fett wants respect, and he has to be taken more seriously. So and I think that and I like Fennec because Fennec told him that, and she told him that, but in secretly, and I think that that was done well. So we get to the cantina, and the Mass River band they are playing there. Also, the cantina has some grape, and it was really nice to see that. We also get to see the Twilight, a bunch of Twilights, but especially I believe her name was Madame Gatson, played by Jennifer Beals. And I see this character as maybe a foe, and also, or maybe a foe and a love interest for Boba Fett. I can feel a bit of chemistry between them in that scene of dialogue. So it was. Let's see what that takes us. Also, then they go into an ambush, and he really struggled in the fighting there. Well, there was a bunch of them, and I like when he one of them tried to escape, and then Boba Fett blasted off, and then the other two was they're running away, and Fennec chased them, and Boba Fett said to Fennec, "I need them alive." And then the Fennec was chasing them, and then she fight them, and she captured them too. Well, it was pretty weird because there were two against one. But even so he pushes one of them, and she takes the other one. I presume the as prisoner for Boba Fett. So we go back to the flashbacks, and we see he's with another Boba Fett with another person and a Tusken Raiders, and they see a farm raider, and they has these sign 2Js, and I don't I'm curious to see what that represents, if it's another crime bar or some kind. But yes. And then they were digging in the desert, Boba Fett and the other prisoner, to find water. And then the other person find this monster. Well, I think it was a really cool design. I really like the monster. He can stand up in two legs. He has four arms. So it was a really pretty good design for the creature. And I like that the master killed the other person, and then Boba Fett particularly saved the Tusken Raider, and he kills the master, similar to how Princess Leia killed Jabba in Return of the Jedi. So then he returns with the Tusken Raiders, and now they're mostly like friends. And we seen that in the Mandalorian he learned the Tusken Raiders way. So I'm curious to see if we're going to have the divided into two storylines for the remaining episodes, and we're going to get the present and also some flashback. Boba Fett with the Raiders. So I'm curious to see that. Also, we get the. I really like the concept of here. It was pretty good. It was very similar to what we actually get to see in the episode. And the chapter name, I believe, was a stranger in a strange land. And overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I think it was a really good episode, and I really hope to we get some really interesting things with Boba Fett. I think he's a really cool character, and Tamara Morrison really plays the character so well. So yes, I really enjoy. So that's my breakdown for the book of Boba Fett episode 1. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, comments down below and let me know if you enjoyed this video and the episode, and consider subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.